Hey, how's it going? Welcome back, or welcome to the channel. Welcome back if you've been here for a hot second and you've watched any of our other tips. Welcome if this is your first time landing here and pressing play. Anyway, so today we are going to talk about having the best week ever. Weight loss, the best weight loss week ever. And really, isn't it what we're all hoping for? We start a new diet, we start a new cleanse, we're going to the gym, and at the end of the day, we want to see a difference. We want our clothes to fit better. We want the scale to give us a different number. We want to look and feel better. And if you're not looking and feeling better, then all of a sudden there starts to be a problem like, hello, I'm doing all this work, nothing's happening, mayday. And so I want to talk to you about how not to have the best week ever. So some mistakes. I spent a decade in weight loss failure land, a decade boarding the struggle bus and riding every single day, a decade starting and stopping, diet hopping from this to that, one fad to the next. And there was a lot of mistakes that I made. And through going from failing to succeeding in weight loss, I've kind of discovered what some of those mistakes were. And so I want to talk to you about what were some of those mistakes I was doing to maybe not have the best week ever, and then some of the things I have learned and implemented to start having the best week ever. And so first, let's start with what not to do. I don't know about you, but sometimes when I'm hearing people, sometimes when people talk about what not to do or what they did wrong, most times I'm like, girlfriend, me freaking too. And so I was the person that would always wait for the good week to happen to me. Like I would sit there and I'd be like, okay, I'd be starting a new diet or a new workout program or, going to the gym or whatever it was that I was doing to get healthier or lose weight or whatever it was. And there were a lot of different things that I started. And I would be like, okay. And then I would wait. I would just unexpectedly wait for the good week to fall into my lap. That the good week was just going to happen for me or to me. Surprise, surprise, that a good week never happened for me. It never happened to me. I would have good days. I would have good hours, but a good week when it came to weight loss was rare for most of that decade. And the reason being was I was waiting on the good week. And one of the things that I had learned through business, not weight loss, but through business success, you're being an entrepreneur, running a company, having employees and all of that there's those that wait for things to happen and those that take control and go make things happen. And in the business world, I had learned to make things happen, to not wait for them to happen, but to make those happen. And if you are someone who reads the Bible like I do, it very plainly says faith without action is dead. So you can have all the faith in the world in your new diet. You can have all the faith in the world and this is going to be a good week. But faith without action is dead. And so if you have faith and that faith is not backed with action, capital A, action, it is dead. It is hope. It is not going anywhere. It's like the person who prays for a great marriage, but never does anything. Prays for a spouse, but never leaves the house, right? Like, what are they going to do? Come down your chimney and, hello, are you looking to get married? Like, no, you have to act on what you're praying about, on what you have hope for, on what you have faith for. And so I had faith that I was going to have a good week. And that's where it stopped. That it never was followed up by any action of, I don't need to wait for the good week to happen. I need to go out there and make the week happen. So the week, at least in our household, the week starts on Monday. And what I had learned through business was the week actually starts the night before. And I used to be like 98% of the population out there. And I was like, oh man, on Sunday, I would start with the Monday blues. I would be like, oh man, tomorrow's Monday. Like, can you believe it? This weekend flew by. Oh my gosh, Friday's only 5 days away. So before Monday even came on Sunday, I was starting with the Monday blues and already looking forward to the weekend. Well, when you go into Monday and you're already not looking forward to it, how do you perform? How does that day go? It's long. It's hard. I'll go places sometimes. I'll be like, how's your day going? They're like, oh, it's a Monday. And I'm like, are Mondays bad or something? And so, because I've been practicing this for so long. So in business, I learned that you have to flip the script, that you have to get excited about Mondays, and that you will never have success that you don't expect to have in a certain area, or that you didn't prepare to have. And so I started, instead of having the Monday blues, in business, I started saying, I'm going to have an amazing Monday. This week's going to be freaking awesome. I started proclaiming how the week was going to be. I started speaking life into my week before it had even got there. I started speaking life into how excited I was for the week, how awesome the week was going to be, how we were going to do da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da this week versus the negative. So I started flipping the script and controlling what I thought about the coming week, controlling what I thought about Monday. Instead of, oh man, tomorrow it's Monday, I started being like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited, tomorrow's Monday. And it was the funniest thing happened. As soon as I stopped saying I hated Mondays, I stopped hating Mondays. And it became, so when I recommitted 6 years ago to this whole weight loss thing after having a couple kids and desperately not wanting my kids to follow in my footsteps and carry this burden of weight, right? Which is a heavy burden. It had affected every area of my life. It had affected my marriage. It had affected our sex life because I wasn't very confident in front of my husband naked. Like that kind of throws a monkey wrench in your love life when you're not confident in front of your spouse naked. And hiding under the covers. When he would look at me in the shower, I'm like, what? Like turning. Anyway, it's a whole nother call for a whole nother day. But anyway, it's much funner to walk around in front of your spouse naked when you're confident. And by the way, confidence doesn't have a size or a number on the scale. Confidence exudes from the inside out. All right. And so when I restarted this whole weight loss thing, really being motivated by my kids to not want my kids to follow down the same morbidly obese path that I had followed down. All of a sudden I can remember that night sitting at the table. It was a Tuesday night, bawling my head off. And I started thinking I had some success in some business success. And I started thinking, gosh, I wonder if some of the same things I used in business, the same success principles, would work in weight loss. I don't know what else to do. Let's go ahead and give it a shot. What's the worst case? It fails like everything else I've done for the last decade. And I started using those very same principles, success principles that I had used to become successful in business in weight loss. And obviously they worked. I lost 161 pounds in 13 months. But the first thing I started doing in there is I started getting excited about the week. I wasn't leaving it to chance anymore. I wasn't coming in the week saying, well, I don't know, man. I hope the week goes good. I hope I have a good week. Oh, I got a case of the Mondays. I started saying things, instead of that, I started saying things like, oh my gosh, tomorrow's Monday. I cannot wait to work out. It's going to be awesome. Now, in case you haven't watched any of our other videos and you're new here, and maybe you think I'm genuine in that. And maybe you think that, oh, she loved working out. No, I did not. I was morbidly obese. When I jumped, everything jiggled. All right. That does not make anybody feel confident about themselves when you're doing a jumping jack and everything from head to toe is jiggling. No, I believed God made those people that were like endorphin loving, you're one workout away from a good mood, people, and he made me. And I was not one of them. All right. And if I hung out with those people too long, I want to pop them in the face. Like literally all their energy just got under my skin. I've since repented for those things. Anyway, what is it? What do they say? You become what you judged. Yeah, I fully became one of those people. I didn't start there though. All right. And so I thought, okay, so it's leg day. Instead of complaining about leg day, what if I'm like, man, instead of saying, oh, it's leg day, I'm not going to be able to walk for 2 days. Oh, I don't want to do leg day. I don't want to work out. What if I started saying, it's leg day. I love leg day. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for leg day. Here's the deal. When I was in college, I was a psychology major. And one of the things that we learned is that your brain cannot tell the difference between the truth and a lie. And so whatever you tell your brain, it's going to believe. So if you're saying, I hate leg day, your mind, your brain, the most powerful muscle on your body is like, oh, she hates leg day. If you flip the script and say, I love leg day, even if you're full of caca, even if you are full of it and you're 100% don't love leg day, but you're just saying it, that's okay. Your brain can't tell the difference. So it just thinks that you love leg day. Isn't that the craziest thing ever? And so I gave myself 3 rules when I recommitted. And one of those things was I wouldn't let anything negative come out of my mouth. I wouldn't allow myself to complain about the choices I was making that were going to get me to my goal, which was weight loss, that were going to get me to my goal of 130 pounds, which seemed like Mount freaking Everest when you're starting at 288. I had to lose more weight than I was going to weigh to get to my goal. I had never been skinny. The smallest I can remember being was a size 7 in the 7th grade. So it's not like I was one of those skinny people that just gained weight. Like, I was one of the bigger girls in my class when I graduated. I was typically the biggest person in the room in college, and it just went up and up and up all the way to almost 300 pounds at a very young age. And so I couldn't remember a time. So it's not like I was thinking back to, oh yeah, I know I can be skinny. I was skinny once. No, like as a child, maybe I wasn't, super big as a child, but as I got into my teenage years and young adult years, I certainly was overweight, no question. And so I quit allowing myself to say anything negative. I started being positive about everything. I started getting excited on Sunday about the week that was coming. I started getting excited about all the carrot sticks and the raw cauliflower that I was going to eat. I started getting excited about the apple I was going to have for my snack. I started speaking with my mouth life over my weight loss. I started speaking with my mouth life over my decisions versus death. See, when you speak life over your decisions that you're making, it is like watering them, all right? Now, when you water a sprout, I want to, let's go this route for a second. So I want you to imagine you plant, like you're a farmer or you have a garden or you plant something, right? And when you first plant it in the ground, it's a little itty bitty seed. And after you take care of it, you water it, you do everything, it sprouts up from the ground. When that sprout sprouts up, if you continue to take care of it and water it, the sprout grows into a big, beautiful plant. But if you plant the seed and you don't water it, if you put it in the scorching sun and you stomp on it and you're like, you stupid little weak suck, it's gonna die. So your decisions that you're making right now are little tiny sprouts. A sprout is a sign of what's to come. A sprout eventually turns into a big, glorious thing, but it starts off as this weak little thing that needs help, needs nurture, needs watering. So when you're making these good decisions on an apple versus a donut, on working out versus watching another episode of your favorite TV show, of drinking water, watching your favorite TV show, versus eating potato chips. When you're making these little tiny, as saying no to the cookies in the break room at work, when you're making these little tiny decisions and you're saying, yes, I'm going to do awesome today. I'm not going to eat any cookies at the office. And you're watering these. You're watering your little decisions. You're encouraging. Okay, that's what watering is, encouraging these little decisions that you're making. What you feed flourishes. So it starts flourishing. You get more of it. But when you're trying to make decisions to lose weight and you are complaining about them, it doesn't work very well at all. I've done it. Have you done it? Have you tried to work out and complained about it constantly? Oh my gosh, I got to go to the gym. This sucks. I hate leg day. I hate working out. I hate the commute. I hate getting sweaty. I hate taking this sweaty sports bra off up over my head. I don't like, I have to complaint. And I can only speak on this because I've lived it. And it kept me stuck. And it kept me morbidly obese. The key to you having the best weight loss week ever is your mouth. This week will be what you say it's going to be. Period, end of story. Sure. Is any week ever going to be perfect? No. We live on this thing called Earth, right? We're around other freaking people. That when we decide to lose weight, they all want to give us donuts. It's like this, they all gang up. They're like, hey, you want a Snickers? Hey, you want a donut? Hey, you want a piece of pizza? It's like, no, didn't you get the memo? I'm trying to lose weight. You're going to have obstacles. Things are going to happen. But when you are being positive, when you are planting seeds when you're watering the seeds of the good extra you're doing, you make a quick, if you mess up, which we're all bound to do because none of us are perfect. By the way, having a good week doesn't depend on you being perfect. When you mess up, you make a quick recovery and move the heck along. Michael Jordan, in my opinion, was the best basketball player that has ever touched a basketball, period. There's been some other amazing players that have played, but in my personal opinion, Michael Jordan, hands down, best basketball player ever. Was he a perfect player? Did he have to be a perfect player? Did he ever have a perfect game? No, he fouled, he traveled, he double dribbled, he maybe let somebody go by, he took a bad shot. There's lots of mistakes that he made. But those mistakes didn't determine he made mistakes in every game. But they still won a freaking lot. He still set all kinds of records, even having mistakes in the game. But he didn't let those if he fouled the guy, he wasn't like, oh, the heck with this game, it's done. I fouled somebody. I missed a shot. I'm done. The game sucks. The game's ruined. I'll come back next game. No, if he made a mistake in the game, and I know that sounds really silly, but this is what we do with our week. We make one mistake, we have a cookie in the break room, and we're like, oh, I've ruined the week. I'll start over next Monday. No, draw a line in the sand, press the reset button. You know, they used to have that, I don't know if it's still around. They had that little Staples button and you hit it and it said, that was easy. Or that was easy. It was the easy button. So you press the easy button. It's the reset button. When you make a mistake, which you will because you're human and you live on planet Earth, you press the reset button and you move along. You don't dwell there. You don't let the one little mistake sabotage or ruin or be a sign of what the rest of the week is. I was just coaching with a client last week and she says, oh, Monday was just horrible. I know the rest of this week's it's just not going to be a good week. And I said, wait, because 1 out of 7 days, because you didn't think was good, that one day is going to ruin the rest of the week? No, that's not how math works. Your mistakes will only ruin the whole week or the whole day or the whole month or the whole decade if you let them. So you're going to have the best week ever by proclaiming that I'm going to have the best freaking week ever. By stepping into the week prepared to have the best week ever. When Monday rolls around, are you prepared to have a bad week or a good week? Are you expecting to have a bad week or a good week? When this video's done, whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening, what's the rest of your day going to be like? By choice, not by chance. What are you choosing tonight's going to be like? Are you going to own the night or is it going to own you? Are you going to own the pantry or is it going to own you? Are you going to own your choices or are they going to own you? It's one or the other. It's not complicated when you learn this. And it takes a little bit of practice at work because most of us have been speaking death on our life for so long that it's become a habit. And so it takes time to reprogram this habit. But at least now, the first step is being aware of it. The first step is that, wow, I kind of do complain about working out. I do complain about healthy food. I complain about my decisions that are going to help me get to my goal. Because when you realize that you do it, and you realize that it may be a problem, and that you maybe should do it less, when you realize that, then you start recognizing it more. And when you start recognizing it more, then you can start making a change. And when you start making a change, little by little, inch by inch. My kids in school, they sing this song, and it's little by little, inch by inch. One step at a time. You can do it. And so, anyway, and it works, I promise you. This is one of those things that sounds so simple that sometimes people dismiss it, and they're like, oh, Carmen, come on. That's going to work? That's going to help me lose weight? Yes. And my answer back to them is, yes, what else do you have to lose? Because if I was talking to my former self, what I was already doing wasn't working. So what did I have to lose? I might as well try something like this. Who knows? It might work. So anyway, if you have liked anything you've heard, hit the thumbs up button. One of our goals here on YouTube, the reason why this is my chosen profession and why I do what I do and why I'm a health coach and why I run virtual boot camps and we give free weight loss tips here on YouTube is because I am so passionate about helping other people cross over from where they are, stuck, overweight, unconfident, because I know what it's like to be there. I was there for a decade. Crossing over from struggling and striving to succeeding. And so one of the ways we do that is by you helping spread the word. And so hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell. That way you get notified when we do upload tips, tricks, cooking videos here to the channel. So thanks so much for watching. Have an amazing week on purpose. We'll hopefully see you on the next one.